I was actually really surprised when I found out that you had to pay to get admitted as a lawyer. I'm going to tell you the costs involved in becoming a lawyer. They may surprise you at first, but when you kind of think about it, it does make sense because every single profession has its own cost involved for you to continue doing that profession, and working in law, being a lawyer, is no different. First of all, I'm gonna take out the obvious. Like, obviously, you pay for your law degree, you pay for your PLT, like, that's already obvious. But the cost that seems to surprise most people, especially when my peers and I found out, is the cost of admission. I got admitted in the state of Victoria. I can't recall the exact amount, but it was around $800 to $900 that I had paid for the admission fee. So that's cost one. Cost two is the practicing certificate. So depending on when you get admitted, like for example, so you renew your practicing certificate, I mean, at least in the state of Victoria, at the end of the financial year, so like 30th of June. Say for example, you got admitted in February, so you're not paying for the whole year, you're only paying for the rest of that year. You're not going to pay for a full one. So how much that costs honestly depends on when you get admitted. But by the time it reaches a new year where you have to renew your practicing certificate, it depends on the kind of practicing certificate, whether it's like restricted or unrestricted. For me, it cost around $650, but keep in mind that most law firms, the cost of that practicing certificate can actually be covered by the law firm that you work for. Another cost that can also be covered by the law firm that you work for, or you can cover it yourself if you want, is the payment for your CPD training. So in Australia, at least, you have to do about, I can't speak for all states, but at least in the state of Victoria, you have to do 10 CPD points of training every single year, and there's like 4 categories that you need to do a training in each of them. Most of the time, sometimes you can find free webinars or something like that you don't have to pay, but then there's some CPD training where there is a cost involved. But these are costs that can be covered by the law firm that you work for.